Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Guys, I really just want to share a beautiful story with you guys that I read in this book in English. It's called The Fatherhood of God by Floyd McClung. If you can get your hands on this book, it's a precious book. I read it 20 years ago. It profoundly impacted my life, and a few days ago I picked it up again and I read it, and there's a story in here that I want to share with you guys. The story is about a boy that grew up in Thailand in a Christian family with a loving father, but the boy was he was a young adult and the city lights were flickering at him, so he wanted to leave home for the city, and eventually his father gave in, and he said to him, when he said goodbye to his boy, he said to him, "I'm waiting for you." And the boy left and he went to Bangkok. When he got to Bangkok, life was very hard for him. He got involved in opium, dealing opium, and perhaps also using it. And then at the worst of the worst, he got involved in the sex industry, and he even bought and sold young children for this industry. So he was very lost. You can imagine how lost he was. And at one stage, he was getting fed up with this lifestyle, and he wrote a letter to his father. He said, "Father, I'm sure by now you must have heard all the stories about me. They are true, but I want to change my life. I want to come home, and I wonder if there would be forgiveness in your eyes and in your heart, and if you would welcome me back." And then he said to his father that he was going to get on a train at a specific date at a specific time, and then the train would pass his house. That the house where he grew up in was next to the the train tracks or whatever. And he said to his father that at that exact more or less during that time, that the train that I will be on will pass our house. And if you can find forgiveness in your heart, and if you do want to welcome me back, can you please hang a banner in front of the tree in front of our house? That banner will be a sign to me that you have found forgiveness in your heart towards me, and that you are welcoming me home. And the boy did what he wrote in his letter. He got on the train at a specific date and at a specific time. Driving the train, he was sharing the couch with a fellow passenger. And when they neared the little town, the little house, the fellow passenger saw that the young man was getting restless, and he was getting anxious, and he was getting fidgety. So the passenger asked him, he said, "What's going on with you? Why do you seem so agitated, so anxious all of a sudden?" And the young boy then just told the fellow passenger his life story, what he did, how he got away from home, went to the city, what he got involved in, and now he's returning. And he also told him about the banner. So when they neared the house, everything was getting just too much for the boy, and he couldn't, the anticipation, it was too much. So he just bent over and he buried his hands in his head like this, and he said to the passenger, I'm too afraid to look. Can you just please look at my house and the tree?" And he described the tree and the house to this passenger. And then a few seconds or a few minutes later, the passenger started laughing, I'm sure with tears in his eyes, and he turned to the young man and he said, "There's a tree full of banners in front of the house you described to me, and there's an old short man jumping up and down, so excited about this train." And I'm sure the boy must have bursted out into tears, knowing that there was forgiveness for him, and that his father was welcoming him back. And guys, there's so many beautiful lessons in this story, but the most profound one is that no matter what you go through in life, no matter how lost you are, no matter what you did, we always have a loving Father that's ever ready to forgive us, ever ready to welcome us back. The other day I was praying with my kids, and I told them about this story, And I said to them, close your eyes. I want you to see the tree full of banners, full of forgiveness. And I want you to see the short Asian man jumping up and down. So excited, because that portrays the heart of God the Father. God the Father is always willing to forgive. He's always willing to love, ever ready to love, to forgive, and to welcome us back. And guys, you know, there's only one place where your heart, your human heart, will ever feel at home. And that is when your heart is secured in the love of God the Father, and when your heart has found a home in the heart of God the Father. So to me, this story is beautiful. The other beautiful part of this story to me is the role of the fellow passenger in this story. And I want to encourage you, if you're a Christian and you are watching this and you love God, I want to encourage you to be like that passenger in this story. If you see somebody, a fellow passenger, riding with you, and they are sitting with their hands in their face, so full of shame, so full of guilt, not sure about the forgiveness there is, you know, not if they don't perhaps know the heart of God the Father, if they've never experienced the love of God the Father, if they don't know the character of God, you, my precious friend, must be the one telling them, look, the tree is full of forgiveness, and there's a Father jumping up and down, so excited to see you. That must be our role in this hour. We must, if we are sons of God, we must play a role of reconciliation. I read the other day that to the level that we will reconcile somebody with the heart of God, to that level they will get victory over everything in life. So God is calling us to reconcile people back to His heart.